Today you're going to learn how to find the surface area of triangular prisms. You've already found the surface area of rectangular prisms. Today we're going to do triangle prisms. A couple of things that you are going to learn in this lesson are how to use nets to find surface area. Okay, so how to use nets to find surface area. And you will also see how the relationship between the faces and the surface area are. So again, like the rectangles, you will find out the relationship between the area of the faces and the surface area of the prism. Okay, let's look at a real-world situation here. Raj and his dad are building a ramp to move his dirt bike onto a trailer. Fill in the table by drawing the sides of the ramp and naming the shape of each face. So let's look at the front. Okay, the front of this prism is right here, right? That's what we're looking at. So if we were to draw that, okay, I'm not the best drawer, but I'm going to try my best. That's what it looks like. The shape of that would obviously be a triangle. Okay, the back of it is right here, right? Okay, if we were to sketch that, oh wait, no, I guess if that's the front, the back is actually going to be over here, right? So the back is going to be the same shape as the front, which is also a triangle. The top of the prism is right here. Okay, that is obviously a rectangle. Okay. Okay, and the bottom would be like the top, a rectangle. And then the side is going to be right here. That is also a rectangle. So you can see in a triangular prism, you have 3 sides that are rectangles and 2 that are triangles. Okay, go ahead and go to your next page, please. All right, we've got a new friend here to help us out and give us the definition or the surface area of a triangular prism, how we find it.
Hey, Hip Hop Bunny here to help you out. I'm going to give you the surface area of a triangular prism. The surface area of a triangular prism is the sum of the areas of the 2 triangular bases and the 3 rectangular faces.
Okay. Hip Hop Bunny is really kind of getting into this surface area of a triangular prism thing. I hope you will too. A triangular prism is a prism that has triangular bases. When the bases are equilateral triangles, the areas of the 3 rectangle faces are equal. What that means is if the 2 bases are equilateral triangles, which means they all the sides are congruent or equal, all the angles are equal and congruent, then that means the areas of the 3 rectangular faces are going to be equal. You can use a net to find the surface area of a triangular prism. The net is like a folded out model of the prism, and you'll see 2 triangles and 3 rectangles. Let's do an example. Let's find the surface area of the triangular prism. This is the prism. Okay, to find the surface area of the triangular prism, find the area of each face and add them. So it's just like when we did the rectangular prism, except this time we have 2 triangles that we need to find the area of and 3 rectangles. Okay, So you've got your data here. Your base is 1 centimeter. The height is 0.8 centimeters. The area of the triangular base is 1/2 times the base times the height. If we do 1/2 times 1 times 0.8, and remember 1/2 is 0.5, let's not forget that, 1/2 equals 0.5, then our area of the triangular base is 0.4. The area of each rectangular face is simply 1, which is the base or the width, times the height or the length, which is 2. So 1 times 2 is 2. So you have each rectangular face has an area of 2. You add them all up to find the surface area. So 0.4 plus 0.4, the two triangles, plus 2 plus 2 plus 2, which are the three rectangles, gives you a total of 6.8 square centimeters. Pretty easy, right? Let's see if you can find the surface area of this triangular prism. Let me help you out by making sure that you know the information that you need. You have 2 triangles for the bases and 3 rectangles for the faces. So let's just write down what we need. The area of the triangles is going to be 1/2 times the base. Okay, the base is going to be 6. Okay, so 1/2 times 6 times the height, which is 5.2. Okay, these are your triangles right here. And then your rectangles are going to be 7 times 6. Those are your rectangles. Okay, you have 3 of these and 2 of these. Let's see what you get for your surface area. All right, let's check with our buddy, Hip Hop Bunny, and see what the answer to problem A is.
Whoa, that's a pretty cool bridge over there. Hey, before I go up there and take a little walk on it, let me give you the answer to the surface area problem. The answer you should have gotten was 157.2 centimeters squared. If you did not get that answer, please talk with your teacher and get a little extra help.
Okay, so let's see if we agree with Hip Hop Bunny. You should have done 1/2 times 6 times 5.2. That would have given you, if we do that in my calculator, 0.5 times 6 times 5.2, you would get 15.6. Okay, so that would equal 15.6. And 7 times 6 is 42, and then we add them all up. We have 2 triangles, so 15.6 plus 15.6 plus 42 plus 42, because there's 3 of those, and that gives us our final answer of 157.2. Good job. Go ahead and go to your next page, please. Okay, if you don't want to use a net to find the surface area of triangular prisms, you can also find the surface area of any triangular prism by adding the areas of all the sides of the prism using an orthogonal drawing. That means just sort of split it up. So find the surface area of the triangular prism. Find the area of each face and add. For this prism, each rectangular face has a different area. That's because you do not have equilateral triangles. So let's draw it out. We have one triangle that looks like this, and that's this one, 8, 15, and 17. Both triangles are going to be the same. So those are your triangles. And then for the area of the rectangles, you have one of them that has a side of 17 and a side of 20. That's this guy right here. Then you have another one that has a side of 8 and a side of 17. A side of 8 and a side of 20, which that's this guy right here. And then you have another one that has 15 here and 20 here. Okay? So those are your 3 rectangles. So let's find the surface area. The area of each triangular base is simply 1/2 times 15 times 8. Use your calculator and you will get 60 for the area of the triangular base. For the rectangular faces, you need to do each one separately. 15 times 20 is 300, 17 times 20 is 340, and 8 times 20 is 160. Then you add them all together. 60 plus 60, don't forget there are 2 triangles, plus 300 plus 340 plus 160 gives you a total of 920 square meters. Now it's time for you to try two of them on your own. You have this one and this one. Okay, so let's see. You want to draw these out a little bit. Okay, so we have triangles that look like this. Okay, as a side of 4. Okay, and a height of 5.7. Okay, you have two of those. Okay, those are your two, and then you have 3 rectangles. Okay, one of them is got a side of 8.6 and a side of 4. So you have 4 and 8.6. You have one over here that has a side of 7 and a side of 8.6. And then lastly, you have one over here that has, let's see, that's going to have 5.7, this side right here, and 8.6. Okay, go ahead and calculate that one, and then we'll check your answer. And then on this one, you have 2 triangles. Okay, they look like this. Has a height of 2 and a base of 5. You have 2 of those. Okay, then you have, so you have 2 of those. And then you have 3 rectangles. One rectangle has a side of 4 and then a side of 5.4. One over here has a side of 2 and a side of, let's just see here, 4, because it's 4 right there. And then you have your last one, which would be, let's see, we've done the top, we've done the side, we need the bottom, which is going to be 4 and 5. Okay, those are your 3 rectangles. Go ahead and try to find, press pause now and try to find the surface area of those 2. All right, hopefully you got your answers. Let's check in with our buddy and see what he says.
Hey there, time for me to do a little dancing on the water. Before I do though, let me give you the answers to B and C. For B, you should have gotten 166.42 meters squared. For C, you should have gotten 59.6 feet squared. If you did not get those answers, please check in with your teacher for a little more.
Thanks, Bunny. All right, guys, doing great. Let's go to your last page. All right, time to look at a real-world example. A bakery box boxes pie pieces in a triangular prism box as shown. Find the amount of cardboard used to make a box for a slice of pie. This is what the box looks like. Sketch and label the bases and faces of the triangular prism. Then add the areas of the polygons. So you can see you have one triangle that looks like this with a height of 12 and a side of 7. Same over here, both triangles are the same. Then you have rectangles that have a width of 1 inch and a length of 12.5, and you have 2 of those. You have one rectangle inside here that has a width of 1 and a base of 7. So let's find the surface area. First we find the area of the triangular faces. 1/2 times 7 times 12. We do that 2 times. That's why we're multiplying by 2 here. You could do it once and then add them, either way. And then you do 2 times the rectangle that is right here, this one and this one. So that's 2 times 1 plus 12.5. And then one rectangle that has 1 times 7. Add all those up and you get 116. Not too bad, huh? Now it's time for you to try your guided practice. Okay, find the surface area of the triangular prism below. Okay, remember you need to have 2 triangles and 3 rectangles. A skateboarding ramp is in the shape of a triangular prism. If the entire ramp is to be painted, what is the surface area to be painted? Remember, you've got 2 triangles and 3 rectangles. For number 3, how is the area of a rectangle related to the surface area of a triangular prism? And then lastly, I'd like you to rate yourself. How confident are you about the surface area of a triangular prism? Check the box that applies. Green means I got this. Red means I really don't get this. And orange is somewhere in the middle. Make sure you show that to your teacher. When you finish the 3 problems and rate yourself, please check your answers. All right, hopefully you took your time trying to solve these problems. Let's check the answers.
Wow, pretty cool float plane right over my head. Let me give you the answers to these last 3 problems. For number 1, you should have gotten 231.5 meters squared. For number 2, 4,704 inches squared. And for number 3, you could have said something like, a triangular prism has 3 rectangular faces. You use the area of the rectangle to find the area of the 3 faces of the prism. Make sure to rate yourself.
He was a little hard to understand at the beginning, but in case you missed it, that was a float plane over his head. You see those oftentimes over oceans and large bodies of water where they actually land on the water. For number 3, I'm not going to write that down. That one you can just show your teacher, okay? Make sure you rate yourself, and that's it for triangular prisms. Great work.